are live streaming right now, Beverly, so I'm turning this over to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Nikki. Thank you, Chris, Cotton, the Heat team. Guys, this is our monthly, I guess, leadership call. And the NMDs are tasked to get speakers through the month so that we can get educated, empowered, and drive our businesses to the next level. And I get the honor to introduce Priscilla Susan. Oh, wow, y'all. I'm so excited about this young lady. I'm jealous. I wish she was on my team personally, but she's not. But they're just literally coming off because she has global business all over the world. And they're just coming off of their blitz that they had in the UK and New Zealand and all over the place. And so she's barely exhaling right now. But I will tell you that Priscilla is actually from Africa, Cameroon, Africa. And she lives currently in Dallas, Texas. She's a Gen Y, y'all. And she made it to NMD in like 2 years. Trailblazing, knocking it out the box, 24 club.
Woo! Woo!
Yeah, it's just like mind blowing for me. And I can't wait for her to share, from her heart and just, how she's doing this with her team. And when you meet this, you're going to hear her and you're going to see her. You're talking about a humble, beautiful spirit person. And she does come from a humble background. She is the last of 5 children. And one who has gone ahead, and she's the only one here in the US, guys. And growing up, she's always wanted to become an accountant. So she got her BS in accountant from the University of Beulah. And then later she got her master's from Suffolk University in Boston, Massachusetts. And then she moved to the US when she moved to the US. And after she started working as an auditor in a public accounting firm. And so, guys, just 2 years ago, literally January 19 is when she joined our Juice Plus family, and her sponsors are in the Netherlands. And so it's a global, amazing business that Priscilla has grown over these couple of years. And what I know about Priscilla, because I got the privilege of meeting her earlier this year, she reached out, and I will tell you that she's had to overcome quite a bit of obstacles and challenges. And what I can say about her is she's not giving up. And I love that characteristic about her because she understands she is the first African in the United States to make it to this level. And there's many people behind her. So it's not about being the first. And she knows I always say that. It's about not being the last. And so without further ado, and thank you, Chris and Nikki, for allowing us to get this opportunity to share Priscilla with the team. Priscilla, you take it away.
Hello, everybody. Oh my God, I'm so humbled to be here today, and thank you for the opportunity to share my story and the little tips I have. So as you heard from my lady Beverly, my name is Priscilla, originally from Cameroon. I live in Dallas, Texas, and I came across this business that was January 2019. Like you heard her say, I am an auditor by profession. And I work with a public accounting firm, and usually every year we have this period that is called the busy season. And what that simply means is that you work above hours. You may even have to work like 80 hours instead of 40. So you have little or no time for family, for personal care. And that made me started adding unnecessary weight, which I was not happy about. So I was actually looking for something to help me drop some pounds. That's what I was looking for. And then one day I was just scrolling on Facebook, and I met a sister from my tribe that was talking about that amazing product, and I approached her to get more information. She shared that, and it made sense to me. First, because it's natural. It's the most researched product in the world. And of course, because I did not want to put any chemicals in my body, I was looking for something that was natural. So that made sense to me. And when I was ready to buy, that was when she told me, oh, there's actually a business to this. And knowing the fact that one source of income is not enough, I was open to it. She shared all about the business, and it totally makes sense. The fact that I don't have to stock product, I don't have to ship product, I can do it from my phone. All young people, we love being on our phone. So I was like, hey, that's a win-win. I'm going to be getting healthy, and I'm going to be earning extra income on the side. So I said yes and got registered without knowing fully what I was going into because I've never done a business before. Yes, I thought about doing a traditional business, but that was still like in mind. But my sponsor assured me that there was going to be full training and support. And knowing who I am, I was like, hey, if there's training, there's no room for failure. So I came in ready to soak all the knowledge that I could to guide me on this part. So I did my first 3 promotion express track. That was January, February, and March. And then I got to SC and realized that our team, as you heard from Beverly, is globally. So the training was usually from Europe and UK. I always attended the training, but then I found out that I was not getting the necessary help with the US compensation plan. Because at that point, our leaders had difficulties understanding the compensation plan. That was when I made the decision to attend my first conference after just being 3 months in the business, because I knew that I needed to understand what I'm doing in order to succeed. So I made the decision, attended my first conference in California, that was Sacramento. Being the only one there, I was not sure what I was going to experience, but I just knew I needed to connect with people in the US so I can get to learn. So I went there, and my God, the love from the community, it just made me fall in love over and over with the business again, because I met people I've never met before, but the way they treated me with so much love, with so much care. So I was just like, you know what, this is where I need to be. So that started building on my belief more in the company. And then when I started there, I think that was when the new NMDs were sharing their stories. And they were so inspiring, but there was one thing I noticed. There was no one there that looked like me. And I thought about how it would have felt if I saw somebody up there that looked like me sharing their story. I mean, it would have been very relatable. So that was the point where I made the decision to one day be on that stage and share my story. And thank God that is going to happen very soon. And so I got interacting, networking with other business partners that are based here in Dallas. And I met a sideline body, Jen Miller. That was when she told me about the Freedom Revolution, because prior to that, I had never known there was a resource out there like the Freedom Revolution. So she told me about it, and she also added me to a Voxer chat named Events, where people in the US share their events, their trainings, and all that. So that's how I started learning about the US compensation plan, and also took it upon myself to teach not just my team, but the African community, because I know that that's something that we were lacking on. And I was also teaching my leaders in Europe and UK. They started at that point learning about the US compensation plan. And I strongly believe that's part of the reason that Africans exploded in the US, in the business in the US, because the leaders could now teach people. Prior to that, many people will come in, but because they cannot understand the compensation plan, at the point they get frustrated and they just bail out. So yeah, that was how I got to that point. And continuing from there, I just knew that I had to share this with as many people as possible, because I know that where I come from, my people, we don't prioritize health, healthy living and all that. I had a mission. It was not just a duty, because when you know all you know about Juice Plus product and you keep it to yourself, sometimes I think you're selfish, because you just need to be selflessly out there telling people about how this can benefit their health. So I made the decision to do that. And then knowing that I'm an introvert, very shy, that in-person meetings would be hard for me. So I made the decision to build my business on social media. And that's how I've been doing it from when I started. Just reaching out to people, my friends on Facebook, on Instagram, the social media platforms that I'm on, telling them about, intentionally, like telling them about the product. And also the way I go about it is I tell you about the product, and if you're interested, I tell you about the business, so that at that point you can make the decision, hey, do I want to get into the business or not? So yeah, that's how I got to build a team of go-getters. And when I say go-getters, these ladies are powerful. They are very dedicated and passionate about our mission. And I truly believe that's that's how we got to the level of NMD. We never, we call ourselves go-getters, and we say we are in it to win. We never quit. So shout out to all the go-getters. I'm sure they are on the call, they are listening right now. Thank you all for trusting me and for believing in me. And then, like Beverly mentioned, along the journey, it was not all rosy, but thanks to the powerful community that we have, at points where I was at my low, somehow God always planted somebody along the journey to rebuild the belief in me. And I also want to give a massive shout out to Beverly and Johnny for, you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to go into the details, but much love about that. So I think that's kind of like a summary of my journey without going into details. But before I end, I just want to share some takeaways that I think that can help some of our business partners along their journey. So I think the first thing I like to share is the fact that you need to, first of all, believe that you can do it, because it is very important to, first of all, build that belief. And I am a Christian. I know that I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me, right? So if you know that for a fact, and then that's going to help you throughout the journey. If you already have that mindset of I can do this, then you know that you have to do what it takes to achieve your goals, right? So you can do it, and that comes with personal development as well. Personal development is key. The person you were when you joined the business is not the person that you will be as you progress through the compensation plan. So you want to invest in yourself, because you can only inspire a healthy living when you are your best self. You know, when you're your best self, keep building on yourself, and then building that mindset of can do it. Because if you have $500,000 dream, right, you cannot have a dollar mindset. So that building that mindset is very important. Then you also have to have a strong why. A strong why, the why that can make you cry, right? When I started, my why was just about earning extra income on the side and inspiring people to live healthy. But as I progressed and started building a team, one of my why became helping them achieve their own goals. So the why that you may have when you join the business is not necessarily the same. It's not going to stay the same. It's going to change as you progress through. And then last year, when I lost two of my grandmothers the same year, my why also added to being keeping their legacy, you know, building their legacy. They were strong women. They were women with a heart for people. So I need to keep that legacy in this business as well. And I remember the last word that one of my grandmothers told me was that I was going to be a light. If I can loosely translate from our dialect, I was going to be the light that can shine on other people's path. So part of my why in the business now is not just earning extra income, is not just for my team, but I also want to keep the legacies for my grandparents. And then you also want to have an unshakable belief in the product and in the company, because that's what is going to keep you going when the going gets tough. Because trust me, yes, it's going to get tough. There will be times you feel like, am I in the right place? Am I doing the right thing? But when you have that unshakable belief, it's going to keep you grounded and it's going to keep you going. And then you also want to stay plugged into the community. You want to stay plugged into the community. You want to make sure you're attending events, because when you stay plugged, when in doubt, when your belief is low, there's always going to be somebody that is going to help build that for you. So you want to stay connected. Had it been I had not gone to maybe the conference, I would not have been connected to Jen. I would not have known much that I knew about the business. Had it been at this point, I'm not connected to Beverly, I probably would have given up on the business. So it's very important to stay plugged to the community so that they can help build your faith when it's low. You also want to know that in order to be able to help your team members achieve their whatever their dream, their goals are, they need to first of all be willing, they need to be coachable, and they need to be willing to take action. Because you can take a horse to water, right? But you cannot force them to drink water. So you want to make sure they are first of all willing, and then, because there was a point where when I was building my business, some team members started leaving, and instead of maybe just going out there and focusing on recruiting and loving them where they are, I kind of paused and I was focusing and thinking of, oh, why did they leave? Is it because of me? And trying to bring them back even when they were not willing. So after I realized that, I'm like, you know what you know about the business. Whenever you're ready to come back, take it up. And I just had to go out there and look for those that are willing to take this and run with it. So all it takes to succeed in our business is just a heart that cares and a mouth that shares. It's that simple. So make it a responsibility every day that as you go out there, tell somebody about the product, because we all know what we experienced last year with the health crisis and everything. Somebody's health depends on you telling them about this product. And you don't want to one day say, had I known, like if I had known, I would have shared with this person when it's late already. And also one thing I realized when I joined the business, when I came in, I was like, you know what, I'm going to share this with my family. I'm going to share this with my friends. They're going to support me. But it was unfortunate that a lot of them did not see what I'm seeing. You know what? So I was like, you know what? Okay, it's fine. I see the dream. I see the vision. So I'm going to go out there and look for those that can see the vision. So if you're on the business and you're not getting the support that you need from your friends, trust me, there are millions of people out there that will see the vision like you do. That's all I can share for now. If there are any questions, then maybe I can answer them.
Oh yeah. Oh wow. Girl, look, I'm loving it. And you gotta look at the chat because it's like blowing up, right? So Alita,
Yeah.
I'm with you. Alita, when she said that the first time I'd heard her speak, a heart that cares and a mouth that shares, I was like, oh, I gotta write that one down. I love that. I love that. I love that. And if y'all didn't hear what I heard from what she just said again is no nonsense. She's not playing with uncoachable, period. She just keeps moving and she keeps finding the people who are going to see it the way she sees it. And that's what she's been duplicating. So something's working really, really well. All right.
Beverly, I have a question.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, Nikki.
Hi, Priscilla, I'm Nikki. My question is, you said you were an introvert, and it always surprises people when people are very personable on stage, but that doesn't mean you're not an introvert or shy, right? So I can understand that. But my question is, you said, you built your business a lot with social media. Could you just share a few of your favorite tactics for reaching out to people, and then maybe how you convert them? If you can just maybe shed some light on that. I know some other people are thinking the same thing.
Okay, so for me, what I do, especially because, like I said, I'm the only one that is here and I only have few friends, maybe some classmates over here in the US, but I do know that there are Africans all over the world, like in most of the countries we operate in. So when I decided to take my business on the internet, I started adding up Africans in the different countries that we operate in, like adding them as friends. And then when they accept, we can start the conversation. Hello, how are you doing? I'm this from Cameroon. Where are you from? Starting connecting, and maybe through the conversation, you can see a need, especially like if I want to take an example of last year, talking to people, they'll tell you, I'll make it a point to ask about their health and work. How's it going with the pandemic? How's your health? Hope everything is okay. And some people, they'll start sharing what is going on with them. Maybe they're not working. That is when you hear they're not working, that's the point. Oh, okay, maybe they can be interested in the business. Now you can mention, oh, sorry to hear about that. I actually have this amazing opportunity you can do from home. Will you be open to hearing more? And then depending on the response, you can take it from there. So I just go out and add friends in the countries we operate in intentionally. And then, like I mentioned about personal development, I also listen a lot to Fraser Brook. I think he's like a guru when it comes to network marketing on social media. So I learn from him and then I apply what I learn. And yeah, I hope that answers your question.
Okay. Totally, that was great.
Okay.
So target marketing, that's what it sounded like. She said target marketing. So you go on Facebook, if you got relatives in certain places, connect with those people and connecting with their friends and being deliberate. She was very deliberate and intentional, y'all. So this wasn't no happenstance. She had a plan in place to execute, and that's what she did. Who else? Anybody else have questions? So Fraser, yeah. So Fraser Brooks, thanks, Terry. He put that into the chat. So if you don't know who that is, check him out and follow what he's doing, because apparently Priscilla's following it and it's working. So anything else? Because you did amazing,
And
Priscilla.
if you unmute yourself, if you just unmute yourself and start talking, we'll find you.
I have a question. Priscilla, do you find it difficult to be working with different compensation plans in all the different countries? You mentioned that, you came here and you learned this compensation plan. I didn't even ever think, I haven't gotten any international business yet, that they would be different.
They are slightly different. I will say that for sure. When I started, I knew more of Europe and UK because my leaders, again, they're over there. So all the meetings, that's what they were teaching us. It was not until the point where I attended conference and started learning about the US. So for me, I'm good with numbers. That's why I'm an accountant. So it's not difficult for me, and if that's what's going to take me to succeed, then I don't mind, because I like to know what I'm doing. So I'll put in that effort to learn whatever compensation plan, especially because I would say my biggest leg is in Europe. So I had to learn because I had to teach them. I will not come and tell them this. It's always difficult to learn your compensation plan. I cannot teach you. So yeah, I hope that answers your question.
We've got another question here from Alita. It says, what do you say with your gals and your brothers that are your age wanting to jump on board, or is it primarily other ages? So are you mostly recruiting people your age or all ages?
Mostly around my age, because it's easy to relate to them, and maybe a little older. So it's just about, hey, what do you think about earning extra income on your phone? Because I know that people around my age, we love being on our phones. Even in the restroom, you take it there wherever you're going. So how do you think about using that as a source of income? Imagine that you were earning income from your phone. Some people will want to know more, some will not, and we keep it going,
I have a question. So because you're in the different countries, are there different rules? Like in the US, we have different rules than the other ones. How do you manage that?
Okay, I'm gonna jump in. I'm gonna save you a little bit, Priscilla. You can answer too. So that has been one of her biggest challenges, y'all. Compliance for the US is totally different than any of the other countries. And so it has been a very difficult journey for her to train the US based partners here to not do what the UK and the US is doing, and the other countries are doing. And okay, Priscilla, you can add whatever you want to that, but it has been a very difficult journey for her, y'all.
Actually want to just kind of shorten, even help with the answer. What is, because I don't know, I don't have business internationally. What would be some of the major differences? Like what can we do here when what can they do? What's some of the major differences?
I would say maybe one of the major one is the way we, I guess with weight loss. Like weight loss in the US, it's a no, but when I did start, that was not what I learned. I mean, I learned that if that is your result, you can share it, and it was okay, like sharing other people's result, which is what I was doing in the beginning. And just like Beverly said, it got me into like some
yeah, a lot of, so I'll just throw this out there so you guys know the magnitude of her struggle. She's held NMD like almost 6 different months. So it's been a journey for her. Trust me, y'all. It's been a journey.
Wow. That's interesting. I mean,
I think it's a great question when it comes up for you. Like when your turn is to have that happen, you can ask your upline, you can ask other people, but until you're there, you might just focus on what you know is working for you now. And when that comes up, learn it then. Chunk it down, do what you need to do when you need to do it. Right, Beverly?
You got it. Stay focused on, yeah, exactly. So this was awesome. All right. Any other questions? Because Priscilla, I think go ahead.
I have a question. This is Donna. And Priscilla, I was wondering, because you are traveling and we are a health conscious company, there's a lot of people who aren't taking the vaccine and don't feel the need to because they're healthy, but you're traveling into these different countries where I think there's some requirements. Do you mind addressing how you're doing that, or how that is with talking with people about that? You know, the fact that you're traveling during this mess and everybody has different viewpoints on how that works.
So when it comes to the vaccine, I think it will mostly be personal decision, right? We know why we need to get vaccines and all that, but I cannot tell somebody to go get vaccines if they're not. The only thing I can do is to educate them, like what I know about it. I mean, there's a lot of information out there about vaccines, and I can only educate them, but not more like telling them what to do, because at the end of the day, they take their decision. Like, do I want to take the vaccine or do I not want?
And guys, so you know, she hasn't been traveling like that much because everything got shut down. So she's been traveling. If you're saying traveling on social media, yes, she's been traveling on social media, but she's not flying across all these countries. She was able to go home to be with her family for a period of time earlier this year, but she's not traveling, y'all. She's doing this from what she said, from her phone and on social media.
On my phone, yeah. Yes, I haven't traveled. Thank you, Beverly, for stepping in. Yeah.
I have a question.
Okay.
Hi, Priscilla. I am just wondering what your secret to raising up new QSCs into qualifiers is. If you were to give maybe 2 tips on how to be a good coach and leader to our newer people and help them catch that vision.
Okay, so my 2 tips will be to educate them. First of all, what does it mean to be a qualifier? Because there are a lot of people that are QSCs and they actually don't know what that means. What does it mean and what does it take? Like, what does it take to be qualified? You want to educate them on that and make sure they understand it. I try to do it once they hit it, even before the qualifying month, so they can already start getting ready for that. And also what I try to do monthly is to pull out my PB report and reach out to some of the team members as the month progresses and tell them, hey, this is where you are, this is what you need. Because sometimes they don't check. So by telling them, they have in mind, hey, okay, this is what I need to do. When the goal is kind of clear for them, then it makes it doable. I think those are my 2 tips.
Yeah, perfect sense. Yeah, thanks. All right, guys. So it's 9:30. I don't want to hold us past our team heat time. Nikki, you can, you got the reins to take, take it back. But I don't want to belabor the moment. But I am so appreciative, Priscilla, of you taking just some time out, because I know you are busy and beyond swamped right now, and just grateful for the nuggets that you did share with us, because yeah, this is a trailblazer, y'all. Follow her on Instagram, follow her on Facebook, see how she's doing what she's doing. It is amazing, her and her team, what they're doing. And so we're just looking, of course, y'all know my big thing is diversity. There's power in diversity. And as we build this really true, diverse company across the globe, that many, many more lives are going to be impacted for the better. And so reach out to your sidelines, love on them, and know that, yay, we truly are inspiring healthy living around the world and helping as many people as possible realize their dreams. That is huge, y'all. So let's do that. Thanks,
Priscilla,
Nikki.
what is your Instagram handle?
Black and bougie.
Put it in the chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say, could you spell that for me? No.
Yeah, let me put in the chat.
Great. If you'd put that in the chat, Beverly, I just want to thank you for getting us our speaker tonight. You and Johnny are just amazing. We love you dearly, and you could not have picked a better speaker for tonight, Priscilla. Everybody on this team is so proud of what they heard and what you've accomplished and how you've reached out. So again, thank you so much. You can see her handle is right there, Black and Bougie, all one word. And Bougie is spelled B-O-U-J-E-E. I love it. And everybody, unmute yourself.
Great job, Beverly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Give them both.
Thank you, Priscilla.
We love you.
Thank you, Priscilla.
So
awesome. Great.
Thank you
Thank
you.
Good night, everyone.
Good job.
Yeah.
Thank you,
so much.
pretty
Appreciate
Priscilla.
it.
Good night.
Thank
Yes,
you.
we love you more.
Lots of love.
Amazing.
Thank
Also
you.
amazing. Woo. Love